Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where we have a decent amount of repairs to do, to the point where I feel like we should probably think about moving to another location. First off, let's figure out if we want to go anywhere in particular. What's this over here? Flashpoint campaign. Ooh. 23 days to go there, 100,000. There are no travel contracts over that way, but I kinda want to go do that. Let's head on over.
Roger that, Commander.
Fantastic. So off we go. Everything should be repaired around the time we get there. We will not hit a financial report before we get there either. So that's fascinating. Chronic Toast is playing video games. Okay, we're going to send them to the training modules. Fantastic. 200 experience. Perfect. And we're going to finish up our munition dump here in a moment. There we go. In theory. There it is. Excellent. I do want to get another upgrade going, and I want it to be a relatively cheap one. I mean, I don't feel like the engine repairs are super important right now because we haven't hit this weight limit. Although, it feels like we should have. Well, I suppose a lot of our assaults are like 80, 85 ton. So that's probably a big part of the reason why we haven't hit that yet. We could go for the 2 morale from the upgraded arcade, or we could go for the medical point from the upgraded low G pool, which is pretty solid. And I think that's actually what we're going to do. Like, that is so much cheaper than the 1 medical point from the Medbay 3. Granted, this is very good. The 3% roll there, that's amazing. But it's also very expensive. I'm just going to go for the really cheap medical point from the low G pool.
But we'll get it done.
Excellent. How long will that take to finish? That'll be 20 days. Okay, we should be already at the new location by the time we get there, correct? Yeah, that's only 14 days out. Fantastic. Okay, so we are working our way jumping through here and getting these repairs finished up. Some of these repairs may or may not be... Oh, they're all going to be done by the time we get there. Perfect. So here's our, I believe, final jump. Excellent. And now we'll just head on in system. And all work orders are complete at this point as well. We'll need to, of course, travel to Streetor. And that is indeed exactly what we'll do. And we're going to want to run this flashpoint, for sure. Coma's unavailable. Before we do this, I'm going to go through our mech warriors and do any training that's necessary.
Standing by. What are your orders? Good to go.
Let's see. A point of tactics for Coldfire. Fantastic.
Hey, orders? Yep.
Anybody else?
Awaiting orders.
Ready for orders.
Nope. That's it. Sounds good. So let's go ahead and begin this flashpoint. Tonnage requirements? Heavy. Well, we can handle that. It's only 2 skull. Okay. Well, let's see what we've got. Well, Commander, here we are, standing astride the ragged edge of civilization where the star maps meet their end. Thank you for joining me in this cheerless place. Most reputable mercenary companies won't venture this far outside the inner sphere. So it gives us our edge, Bob. Throw enough money at us, and we'll go wherever you want. A sentiment worth drinking to, but alas, my reserves have run dry, and I cannot replenish them here. The swill that they peddle on Tarragona is an insult to the very concept of wine. All of this brings me to the reason I called you here. I have a job for you, and I need it done quickly. My situation is rather desperate, you understand. We get it, Shugo Yamaguchi. Tell us who we're here to rescue, and from whom. Captain Gaku Megorian of Tsubaki Salvage Works. He's fallen into the clutches of a frontier crime syndicate, and I need you to get him back. You've come all the way out here in person to coordinate his rescue. This captain of yours must be quite a guy. Oh no, Miss Meyer. By all accounts, he's horrid. A rancid turnip that walks as a man, but this particular turnip found something of great value on one of his forays into the deep periphery, and House Kurita wants it. What kind of something are we talking about here? Ship. I don't know what kind. The ISF dossier that I received refers to it only as a derelict spacecraft of unknown origin. The vagueness of the language is intentional, of course. The Cretan intelligence community is quite adept at gathering information, but almost farcically bad at sharing it. We know the type. I assume that your government sent you to recover this mysterious spacecraft. You overestimate my position, Doctor. My superiors don't want me anywhere near their precious derelict. That probably stings, huh? On the contrary, the less involvement my superiors require of me, the better. I don't belong out here, Commander. I feel the need to spiritually cleanse myself of this place. And so, the moment my assignment is complete, I will travel to Heretitas, where I will submerge myself in an ocean of vice. All I need is Captain Megorian, and that is where you come in. Understood, Shugo Yamaguchi. We'll get you your man. Now, have you got a name for this syndicate we're going up against? Does it matter? They're petty criminals. If they hadn't kidnapped a person of importance to the Combine, they wouldn't even be worth discussing. You don't know, do you? No. Oh, I'm sure it was mentioned in one of those interminable briefings I was subjected to back when I was saddled with this assignment, but that was 2 months and several dozen bottles of Cholobara? I'm not sure whether that's supposed to be a hard or soft CH. Don't look at me like that. I had to drink it quickly. It doesn't keep, you see. Yeah, I get it. Do you have any intel on our OPFOR at all? Numbers, tactics, armament? Oh, you don't need any of that. This should be a simple job for mercenaries of your caliber. Just march on in with your battle mechs, shoot them until they stop moving, and get Captain Megorian back. What could be easier than that? Oh yeah, I have a great feeling about this. Nothing, I guess. We'll get right on it. Music to my ears, Ms. Meyer. Contact me again when you have Captain Megorian in hand. Yamaguchi out. You know, I've always had a suspicion that every one of our great house liaisons is wildly incompetent on some level or another. It's refreshing talking to one who just wears it right out on the surface. That's our Bob. I guess we're going into this one blind, huh, XO? Should make for an exciting day on the job. That's one way of putting it. May as well get our mech warriors ready to drop. The sooner we get down there, the sooner we'll see what we're dealing with. Indeed. This is going to be interesting for sure. And by interesting, I mean probably pretty easy because it's 2 skull, but we'll see. Decent salvage terms here. In fact, it's a free priority salvage going this direction, so we should obviously sit right here. The Orion looks less done than advertised. Let's hop into here and see what's going on with that. I mean, we're probably going to leave the Orion at home anyway, right? But what do we need here? It's lacking 12 tons? Oh, it's lacking a fusion core. Okay, so what fusion core do we have that weighs 12 tons? Because I don't actually know what this had previously. So maybe like a 200? That's 10.5 tons. 225? That's 13 tons. 220 is 13. 215 is 12.5. 210 is 12 tons. So something like this. Even then we have 1 ton remaining. Oh, that's 11 tons for a 210. Ah, minus 1 ton from something in here. Okay. So we can put in a 13-tonner. 225. Yes, this looks correct. We'll go ahead and validate that. So the Orion is definitely not ready, and that's okay. We don't need it. We're going to hop into the command center and get ready for this mission. And we wanted to run it here. Fantastic. And I think we can only drop 1 lance. In that case, we need to think about which mechs we want to drop here. Let's see, we've got, for long-range engagement, we've got our Awesome and our Magcat Mark II. I feel like the Awesome isn't necessarily the mech that I want to bring here, though. I think I would rather bring the Salamander as opposed to the Awesome. So we'll do something like that, and who's our Salamander pilot? Boot Camp? Yeah, Boot Camp will work. The Black Knight, I think, is fine, although we could, in theory, bring the Mauler in place of that as a, like, higher ton alternative to a similar loadout. And I think that's fine. Do we have anyone with Mauler affinities? We have Corsair affinities. I'm not sure anyone actually has developed any Mauler affinity. Yeah, not yet. I guess we'll have Tabooed be that. Sure, he could use training anyway. I don't think that this will be particularly challenging. Yeah, they have unused tonnage. That is true. I did want to double check those to make sure that they were ready to go. Let's do that right now, because I do expect this to be a simple mission, and it'll probably go pretty quick, I would think. Let's just double check these, make sure that they're not lacking in any, a quarter ton. Oh, yeah. Max that armor. Okay. Much better. That'll be 2 days, so we're going to have to take forward a little bit here. But we do have time for that. The Battle Master, are you lacking in armor as well? About half a ton. Yeah, he is lacking in armor. These were damaged? Okay. That's interesting, for sure. That it was letting me deploy that with damaged internals. But we're going to just go ahead and do something like this. Max out that armor for right now, and we'll see how overweight we are. Okay. So we're going to need to drop a little bit over here. I wouldn't necessarily mind. Well, all of these are fairly important. I guess this arm isn't that important. We can drop a small amount from both of these arms. I don't really love that. If we're going to put more armor in, I'd like it to be over here where the UAC-20 is. Okay. That's only 3 days, so we'll go ahead and do that. I'm glad I decided to check this. What about the Madcat Mark II? Is that one just naturally underweight? We can put additional armor on here. That's fine. Yeah. Do it. Everything else doesn't look underweight, so that's fine. We're going to then tick forward. Looks like some 3 days in total. So we'll tick forward 3 days here just to make sure that those are good to go. I want to bring most of those. The question is, do we want to bring the Mark II or the Corsair to this? I did not mean to go into the barracks. Let's go into the command center. Fantastic. We'll negotiate this, and we want it to be here. There we go. Then we dropped the Awesome in favor of the Salamander. Like so. And then do we want to bring the Mark II? Or do we want to bring the Corsair? I feel like the Mark II is going to be a better bet for us right now. So let's just go ahead and do that. We drop the Black Knight and bring the Mauler instead. And we were going to put Taboo in that. Okay. We can only drop the 1 Lance. So let's go. Fantastic. I mean, this is going to be a much cheaper drop cost than our normal drop costs, so that's something. And we're going to have 5 priority salvage here. Hopefully we'll get something that is reasonably valuable. But I guess we'll find out. So the real question is, who is this very mysterious syndicate that we're up against? That is certainly going to be important, I feel like. Because if it's Comstar, I'm going to be upset. I don't think it's Comstar, but it could be, in theory. So we need to capture the unidentified syndicate base. According to ISF intelligence, Captain Gaku Megorian is being held prisoner in one of a dozen safe houses within the boundaries of Alamido province. Obviously, we can't rely on trial and error to find him, so we're going to have to narrow down the list. Our unidentified syndicate is known to maintain a forward base in this AO. Capture it so that Dr. Murad can scour the OPFOR's mainframe for confirmation of Captain Megorian's whereabouts. I still can't believe that we don't even know who we're fighting against. It is what it is, I guess. Indeed.
Command interface initiated.
Okay, Commander. Our unidentified crime syndicate's forward base should lie somewhere up ahead. Stick your neck out far enough and you're bound to find it. Yeah, and who knows what else. I probably don't have to remind you of this, boss, but Shugo Yamaguchi couldn't tell us who these criminals are or what kind of firepower they're packing. Could just be vehicles and turrets, but I'll bet dollars to donuts they're stomping around in battle mechs. They were able to hijack a derelict spacecraft en route to its location, so it's a given that they've got resources. Go into this situation with your eyes open, Diane. Keep your finger on the trigger and tell your lance to do the same. Okay, so we're going to head on out over this direction.
Moving to position.
These are not very speedy mechs that we've got here, but that's fine.
Heading out.
Okay, do we get a sensor trace in round 2? We're about to find out.
Affirm.
Yes, we do. So we're going to be entering combat after this.
On my way.
Okay. So we see a Ripper, we see a Drillson, we see a Tiger. Nothing very scary here, in all honesty. The Battlemaster can move on up and get us eyes on, even though we're out of range.
Waiting for
The
orders.
Salamander is going to sprint up just behind it, and it'll be like next round when we're able to actually start fighting. Since we are, of course, not able to choose our drop point here. We drop behind this mountain over here. The Mauler is going to also move on forward.
On the way. Double time.
And then we'll just run down this clearing, probably. So we do see a Marshal over there. Good to know. That Ripper closes in quite a lot. And has some form of artillery on it. Thermobarracks, perhaps?
Reporting. Heavy damage.
Bomb rack cluster. Okay. The Battlemaster is just going to move up. And this Ripper is probably pretty dead here. I'm not going to fire the UAC-20.
Affirmative.
Well, that's most of its armor gone.
Yes, Commander.
The Salamander is going to walk in, and honestly, I don't think I'm even going to fire the MRMs here. Well, maybe we'll fire like one round of MRM-30s, but I'm going to fire them in standard mode.
Locked on.
There we go. Excellent.
One for the scrap heap.
At this point, the Madcat Mark II is going to move up, and we do have LOS on this Drillson over here. We'll pot-shot it, and our hit odds are low enough that I'm going to go ahead and Warlord to boost those a tiny bit.
Locking on target.
We did miss one Gauss rifle, but otherwise, not too bad. The Drillson backs off a little bit, fires on the Battlemaster, does no damage at all. I like it.
I'm receiving you.
The Mauler, at this point, needs to make its way out of the trees. It can't quite get there, but it'll just sprint up a bit. The Tiger is rolling around out there, not really doing anything of note. Marshal going to fire a couple of LRMs, but no problem. Our AMS is making short work of those. Okay.
Yes, Commander.
Our Battlemaster can move in over this way and get eyes on the base. There we go.
The area isn't clear. Eliminate hostiles and secure it before proceeding to your next
I'm aware, Darius. I'm aware. We're going to pot shot at this Marshal.
Engaging.
We did manage to hit a laser there. Not too bad.
Let's do
The
this.
Salamander is going to sprint up over this direction.
Full speed. No target.
I'm just wondering if we can walk down this. I think we can.
Yes.
The Madcat Mark II is also going to head up here. This is technically considered a section of road here. But there isn't much road, if I'm honest. The Marshal does 3 damage to our Battlemaster. I could care less. And by that I mean I couldn't care less. Oh no, another 4 damage to the Battlemaster. Whatever will we do? That thing only has like 1600 armor.
Commander.
The Mauler is going to sprint on forward as far as it can. It doesn't get into LOS just yet. The Tiger moves up, fires on the Battlemaster. That only did 4 damage? With an AC-10 Federated, he did 4 damage. Huh. Okay. That's interesting stuff right there. The Madcat Mark II is going to move up over this way. It actually doesn't manage to get any LOS, so we're just going to sprint
On my
up.
way. Double time.
Right here.
The Battlemaster is going to close in over here, and it does have LOS. We can fire on either the Marshal or the Tiger. The hit odds are better on the Marshal. Let's go ahead and Warlord it. And we're going to fire the UAC-20 as well.
Targeting for an alpha strike.
We did not hit with the UAC-20, sadly, but we did a decent amount of armor damage otherwise.
Waiting for orders.
The Salamander is going to sprint up over this direction. I think we'll try going down
Moving
here.
fast. I'm ready.
The Mauler is going to close in over this direction.
On the move.
What do we have
Full speed.
for LBX hit odds? 40%? You know what? I would like to Warlord it, but we don't have that on Taboo yet. I guess we'll do it. Our LBX AC-20 ammo is very limited on the Mauler. That's its biggest weakness right now, but we did get some decent damage in there. The Drillson fires on the Salamander, does nothing. I like it. The Marshal closes in a bit, fires on the Battlemaster, does nothing. I'm okay with this. Sounds good. The Tiger closes in a bit, fires on the Battlemaster, gets nothing done. AMS is too strong.
Huzzah!
Okay.
Standing by.
The Salamander is going to close in over here. Hit odds are, ooh, fantastic on that Drillson. We're obviously taking this. This Drillson is super dead. Honestly, I feel like we can get away with firing standard ammo here. Kaboom.
Reporting one less vehicle.
Fantastic.
Standing
The
by.
Battlemaster is going to close in over here.
Moving to position.
And we're going to continue to fire on the Marshal. Unfortunately, our AC-20 jammed, but we're just going to fire on him here.
Target.
Good laser damage. Our AC-20 is unjammed for next round. The Marshal moves, fires on the Battlemaster, does very little. Just a large laser, we don't mind that.
Aye, aye.
The Madcat Mark II is actually not capable of achieving any LOS here, which again surprises me. Definitely next
Waiting
round.
for orders.
The Mauler is going to sprint forward,
Roger that.
and now we have much better hit odds here.
Got it clear.
We managed to through armor crit the AC-10 Federated there. Not bad.
Reporting critical hit.
Phase 14, the Tiger moves through the fire. It'll take some burn damage. Shoots at the Mauler, doesn't get anything done. AMS,
Heads
too
up,
strong.
Commander. You've got hostile contacts inbound.
This is unsurprising to me. What do they have there? Surely they didn't just drop in one unit. Right? Just a Hunter?
Right here.
Well, we're going to close in with our Battlemaster over here. The Battlemaster is going to fire on this Marshal and do a lot of damage. Yep, that's one heavily damaged Marshal.
Critical hit, Commander.
Now, phase 22. Okay, yeah, they dropped a gunship, a trebuchet, a second gunship. Sounds good. That's much more like it. The Salamander is currently unsteady, but it'll get to move very shortly. The Madcat Mark II is going to make its way out over here,
Copy that.
and we're going to start working on shooting down some of these gunships, most likely. Yeah, let's fire on this guy.
Target confirmed.
There we go, one down.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Excellent. Next up, the other gunship moves in. Also shoots at the Salamander. Gets a structure exposure there.
Reporting internal damage.
Where was that? In this arm? Okay, there's nothing in that arm. So that's okay.
Commander.
The Salamander is going to step out over here. We want to protect our right-hand side. We're going to do that. We're also going to Vigilance it to get rid of the rest of this instability. And we're going to fire on this Cyrano gunship, and I do expect this to be a kill on it. That is altogether more MRMs than almost anything can handle.
Destroyed.
So that's perfect. Phase 18, the Trebuchet moves up, fires on the Salamander again. Because of the way we angled it, it only got one missile into that arm. So that's fine.
Yes,
The Mauler is going to close in. I want it to come up over, not necessarily this direction, but I guess this will have to be fine. And we'll just fire on this Tiger yet again. I don't like using our LBX ammo this quickly, but it's okay. I mean, we're not expecting anything else to drop in after the reinforcement lance came in, so it should be fine.
One for the scrap heap.
Phase 16, the Hunter moves up. Also goes for the Salamander. Misses everything. I love it. Okay. Phase 14, the Marshal moves, fires on the Battlemaster, misses the large laser. Okay. Well, he's in trouble. Phase 22, we are going to move our Salamander. I want to dip it into cover over here, and we will face it like so. I'm also going to Vigilance it, and I want to fire on one of these. It's definitely going to be the Hunter, and I think we take this overheat.
Got it.
We didn't have the hit odds to really kill the Hunter outright, but that was still a lot of damage into it. The Trebuchet moves forward, fires on the Madcat Mark II. I like it. That is not bad.
Standing
The
by.
Battlemaster is going to close in on the Marshal over here.
Roger that.
And we're going to hope to finish him. I'm going to go ahead and Warlord it. Boost those hit odds a bit.
Affirm.
Not the best hits I've seen, but I guess it's okay. Marshal steps forward and goes for the Battlemaster, misses the large laser yet again. Fascinating.
Standing by.
The Mauler could head off over this direction, but we're going to head it off over this way instead. And we could fire on the Trebuchet, but I don't think the hit odds are worth it.
Orders.
The Madcat Mark II, on the other hand, can position here, and we can fire at any of the remaining 3 enemies. Marshal 51%, 26%, and 85 on the Hunter. Take it.
Acknowledged.
Okay, that's a torso destruction. Fantastic.
Inflicted some heavy damage.
Phase 6, who's going to move? It's the Hunter. Firing on the Salamander. Doing 1 damage. I don't care.
Heat gate.
And then the Hunter actually ejected. Panicked and ejected after he fired. Cool. So we're going to move up with the Salamander, continue facing the way that we are. We're going to Vigilance again, just to be on the safe side. And then we're going to Warlord and fire on the Trebuchet here. But I'm not going to fire the MRM-40 for heat purposes. So we don't expect too much here, but I'm just trying to soften up the armor there a bit.
Yes, Commander.
The Battlemaster is going to stay put. And unfortunately, our UAC-20 is jammed, but let's see what we get here from the lasers.
Locking in target.
Mostly armor there, but that's a left torso destruction.
That looked like a critical hit.
Indeed. And we can ace pilot over to here, I guess.
You say so.
There we go. The UAC-20 is now unjammed. The Madcat Mark II is... Actually, I think we leave the Madcat Mark II where it's at. We can fire at this guy with really good hit odds and finish off the Marshal. Let's do it. As a leg destruction, I thought that the damage transfer would have finished him since the torso was gone. Apparently not, but the fall damage did finish him. Fantastic. Now the Madcat's going to ace pilot up over this way. Trebuchet moves in. Goes through the Madcat. I love it. That's far better for us right now than going for the Salamander.
Heavy damage. Commander?
The Mauler is going to walk up over here. I don't really expect good hit odds here. I'd say it's good enough, though.
Confirmed.
Yeah, that'll do. We managed to get a head hit in there.
Waiting for order.
And now the Salamander can close into this side arc. And hit odds are looking much better here. We'll do something like this.
Target on point.
Nice.
Solid connection on that one.
One more hit on him will knock him down. We're going to move the Battlemaster up towards the base.
Two locations.
There we go.
Ready for order.
The Mauler will close on in, and we'll use our last LBX rounds here. This will be a knockdown on the Trebuchet. Excellent.
AC.
He is now panicked. This may even be a pilot incapacitation. It was. Wonderful. So now we just need to capture the base. Sounds good. Yeah, we had the ammo explosion, and we had the torso destruction, and then the knockdown into a pilot incapacitation. That makes sense. Okay, we've exited combat. Now we'll capture the base.
I'll try.
And I think now we just need to end the turn.
Affirmative. Locking in.
That should be it. Fantastic. Oh, new hostiles? Hey, Mercs. I don't know who you are, but I'd get the hell out of here if I were in your shoes. You don't know who you're messing with. You're right, we don't. Want to be a good sport and clue us in? This whole operation is being overseen by the Bauman Group. Me and my associates, we're just pirates, little fish in a big pond. But you take it from me. If you cross Noctur Bauman, you are done. Appreciate the warning, but we'll take our chances. Secure the base, Commander. Take down anyone that stands in your way. That's done it, Commander. The base is ours, and I'm bringing Farah around to get a look at their mainframe. Nice job, kids. Never seen a company dig its own grave as enthusiastically as you just did. You're all dead now, by the way. When Noctur Bauman gets wind of what you've done... Yeah, we get it. Just give me a second to block your transmission, and done. There, that's better. Blessed silence. Well, for my part, I'm looking forward to getting my hands on this Bauman Group's computer systems. Anyone feel like placing bets on what I'll find in there? Just focus on recovering Captain Megorian's coordinates, Doctor. Shugo Yamaguchi isn't paying us by the hour. You're no fun, XO. But yes, of course, I'll get right on it. Maraud out. Okay, so I guess we were supposed to get that notification of the Mercs incoming when these guys up here landed. Sure. That's kind of weird, but whatever. Let's get out of here, and what are we going to get from salvage? We have 5 priority salvage. We'll have to see what's most valuable, I guess. I don't really care about salvaging anything that they had there, I don't think. So we're mostly just looking for cash. They want the trebuchet, they're offering us MRM improved ammo. I accept. That's actually great. We do want that improved ammo. Okay, so where is that? Ah, they're separate. Sad. Very sad. I don't know that we're going to grab those then. How much are Rippers worth and Tigers? Let's see. The gunship is worth 480k. That's not very much at all. The Marshall part, I don't care about that much. The Ripper is worth almost nothing. The Tiger T12 is worth almost nothing. Okay. The Drillson is worth very little as well. So I think what we're going to do then is we're just going to grab the MRM improved. Anything else in here that we care about? Engine Core 250 isn't the worst. We can grab that for salvage, or rather for selling. Missile range FCS, huh? I guess we could take that. Double heatsink kit, always nice to have another one of those. In fact, we can probably just sell that. We do have 3 in stock. And then we can just take two tons of improved MRM ammo. It's not great, but it'll do. I don't care about the MRM-10s. I don't care about the SRM-4. The taser rifle, I guess we'll keep that around. The Beagle probe, we'll keep... Well, we have one of those. The engine cores here we can get rid of. Yep, the XL engine we can get rid of as well. The ferrofibrous armor, we have some in stock. The heatsink kit, we have some in stock. Generic structure, get out of here. We did get the 3rd MRM improved ammo, though, so that is wonderful. I'm very glad to see that. And we're up to about 4 million C-bills. Once we get our payment and pay for our repairs, we're going to be at over 4 million C-bills, for sure. Overall, I think that's reasonably solid. We're in a pretty good financial position right now. The Salamander will require some additional repairs. The real question is, are we going to be going somewhere else in the Flashpoint? I guess we'll find out. We're going to get a bit of a debrief from the Flashpoint before we find out our repairs, I think. But it is past time to put a cut in here. So while we're waiting for this to load... Actually, I think it's loading right now. I was going to do the outro, but no, we're not going to get a debrief? Okay. Yeah, go ahead and just get the repairs done, Yang. That's completely fine. Okay, so we need to do this next mission, I think. Is there a mission here? No, I guess we just need to tick forward. Okay. That's fine. We can definitely do that. However, like I said, it is past time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode we'll get these repairs done, and we will see about getting that flashpoint going. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.